Have you ever wondered why young and inspiring coaches often fail at big clubs? We see a young coach doing unbelievable work with a small club, putting up massive numbers, pulling off miracles in top leagues. And we start thinking, if he signs for our club, he could be our manager for the next 20 or 30 years, like Sir Alex Ferguson or Arsene Wenger. But in reality, most of them fail. Stick around to see the analysis. This is Fuad's opinion. Think about the names: Xabi Alonso, Ruben Amorim, Enzo Maresca, Julian Nagelsmann, Unai Emery, and even coaches who came from smaller clubs: David Moyes, Graham Potter, Ronald Koeman, Julien Lopetegui, Vincenzo Montella, Christophe Galtier. I could easily name 20 more, but let's stop here. All of these coaches were good. Some of them were great. They turned unknown young players into stars, achieved impressive league results, competed for titles, and some even won leagues. But when you look closely at how they lost their jobs, a clear pattern appears. So now, let me explain why they failed, and why coaches like Arteta and company are still in their jobs. Let's start with the coaches who were recently dismissed. In less than 2 weeks, we saw 3 major coaches leave their clubs. And what makes this interesting is that before joining those clubs, they achieved miracles elsewhere. Xabi Alonso went unbeaten in the Bundesliga, winning Bayer Leverkusen's first ever league title and ending Bayern Munich's long dominance. He went 51 matches unbeaten in all competitions and won the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, and the German Super Cup. Ruben Amorim delivered Sporting's first league title in 19 years, one of the biggest moments in the club's modern history. Enzo Maresca won the EFL Championship with Leicester City and secured automatic promotion back to the Premier League at the first attempt. 3 huge achievements. And at the beginning, all of them started well at their new clubs. But after a short period, the same problem appeared again and again. They lost the dressing room. Reports started coming out. Players stopped following instructions. They stopped listening. They stopped responding. And the reason is simple. These coaches could not handle superstar egos. When a coach who mainly worked with young, hungry players starts managing world-class stars, the dynamic completely changes. Some superstar players look at the coach and think, "I've achieved more than you. I've played under bigger managers. Why should I listen to you?" They compare careers, they compare achievements, and suddenly, authority is gone. Superstar ego is destructive if it's not controlled. That's why many young coaches struggle at big clubs. Big clubs don't just need motivation, they need structure. They need tactics. A motivational coach struggles with superstars because those players already believe they are above motivation. But a tactical coach doesn't care about status. The system works whether the player is a superstar or not. That's why Pep Guardiola succeeded, even though he was young at the time. And that's why Arteta and company are surviving now. Look at Arteta. Arsenal struggled for years. He wasn't demanded to win titles immediately. He changed the entire squad, removed players who didn't fit, and rebuilt from the ground up. Tactical coaches prioritize discipline over names. That's why you sometimes see superstars on the bench, and the team still wins. And if those stars don't accept it, they leave. Motivational coaches, on the other hand, depend heavily on superstars. If the star is injured, the team collapses. If the star is out of form, he still starts. He becomes untouchable, even when players on the bench are performing better. That approach works in small clubs. Young players there are hungry. They want to prove themselves. They listen. They fight, they improve. And here's an important point. Those players often build a strong personal connection with the coach. The coach becomes a big part of their career story. So when it's time for a transfer, that kind of relationship can shape a player's future. But big clubs don't work that way. In my opinion, young coaches cannot succeed at big clubs unless the management fully trusts them, clears the squad, and gives them at least 5 seasons to rebuild. That level of patience works for small clubs, but big clubs don't operate like that. And that's why young and small club coaches succeed with small teams, but fail when they step into the giants. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more. Goodbye.